Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Galaxy Part 32. Fellas, welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Galaxy. In the last episode, we beat Bowser, as you guys know, but I have mentioned before that would not be the end of the game, as we're aiming for 120 stars, as apparent by the fact that there is a 23 here. You may also notice that we have a new little type of comet that is available to us that up to this point has not yet been available. A little purple comet, if you will. And it's a very peculiar little thing. Fellas, hope you all are doing well. Guys, I know I've been gone for like the last 2 to 3 weeks. Been gone for the last like 2 to 3 weeks. Very, very heavy apologies. Oh, for that. I've just had a lot of stuff to tend to. Okay, I've had a lot of stuff to tend to in my personal life, and I've just wanted to make sure that I kind of tend to that as needed, right? I tend to that as needed, and you know, everything's been okay. I've just been tending to a lot of personal life stuff, but you know, I know that obviously probably came across as a little. I mean, I don't want to say it's like some massive cliffhanger, right? But I know to some extent it had to have come across as like a somewhat cliffhanger to, you know, kind of stop uploading after the final boss. You know, it's a little weird, don't you think? It's a little odd, little strange, but don't worry, fellas. I am just fine. Hope you all are doing well. I haven't really, I mean, God, do I have anything to update you guys on that's like of importance? I'm trying to think. Not really anything specifically I can think of, other than the fact that, hey, fellas, as of the time that I'm recording this, we are currently about 2 or 3 weeks, I think 3, away from the Nintendo Switch 2 launch. And I will tell you guys, and obviously I think I've touched on this to some degree, but I do not personally intend to get a Nintendo Switch 2 at launch. Obviously, this has kind of been a big topic that I've sort of talked about. You know, I've kind of covered the fact that I'm not exactly going to be doing anything in terms of, you know, doing Nintendo Switch 2 stuff straight out of the gate. I'm just going to kind of be a simple observer of Let's Play channels that are probably going to inevitably making, like, Mario Kart World Let's Play videos or whatnot for a while, and that's really just going to be the general vibe, right? It's going to be the general vibe. Sorry if I have to clear my throat a lot, by the way. I just had Burger King. That's right. Had some Burger King, if you will. Am I going the wrong... Okay, so we've been here. Also, if you somehow haven't gotten the vibe of what purple coin stars are like, yeah, they're basically just collect 100 purple coins around the area. It's literally doing like 100 coins, but they're in a much more sort of, I guess, consolidated environment, if you want to describe it like that. The one in Good Egg Galaxy is especially a little safe, right? It's a little safe and walks you through things a little bit. I'm going to assume we have to hit this now. Oh, 100% we have to hit that. I don't think that's all of it, though, right? So now I presume we have to do that same thing, but for the... Oh, the launch star here. But yeah, fellas, I don't know. I'm very excited as we're approaching the Nintendo Switch 2 launch to watch more content on it, right? To properly get a pretty consistent look at this game that I'm really longing for. And again, at some point we will do a Let's Play of this game, because that will undoubtedly happen. Because it's Mario Kart World, man. It's Mario Kart World. Of course we're going to do that stuff. And I just hope that it will be something fun. Maybe before that, maybe during the downtime, I will pull a funny and do a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Let's Play. Who knows? Only time will tell. I haven't really thought much in the scope of this channel the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've really just been tending to a lot of stuff in my personal life. And I'm still kind of doing that. So, you know, me getting the proper opportunity right now to record in is a bit of a blessing. There is nothing there as of yet. I think they're going to be very pick and choose about where I go. I feel like they're just going to kind of randomly decide for me, which is a bit weird. a bit weird, if you will. Or they're just not going to give me anything. Now, do I have to talk to you and do some, like, proper stuff there? How can I help? Move it. I mean, there's nothing really to move. For only 20 star bits. Now, surely you wouldn't let me do this unless you were going to, like, put one in, right? You wouldn't just steal 20 star bits from me, right? Surely that wouldn't happen. I feel like there's a chance that might be what's happening. No! Oh my god! Okay. So we have a pretty good idea of what we can do now. There's like, what, 6 different stars there? Okay. I believe the next one over here is at Honey Hive. I think it is, at least. Yeah, so if you're noticing, a lot of the stuff now that we have to do, it's purple coins. That's going to be kind of a lot of the vibe for a good bit of the rest of this Let's Play, is purple coins. And then, you know, of course, eventually we're going to do the final boss again. Do a whole shebang with that, right? You sort of get the vibe. I think the general consistency of what we're doing is going to be fairly laid back, right, for the duration of this Let's Play. Oh, but I think there are some definitely nasty purple coin areas, because, like, I remember some of these as a kid taking me a while. That's the thing. Yeah, I do remember some of these taking me a hot minute. See, like, they even put one back here, because just, why not, man? You know, just why not? But, yeah, I'm very excited to, you know, finally get around to doing... You just literally one lone purple coin. Very excited to get around to doing Nintendo Switch 2 Let's Play videos whenever I do manage to get my hands on one. Of course, it will probably be a while because I think I've told you guys this before. Again, I've kind of forgotten what conversation, like banter topics I've talked about in this series and what I haven't since, you know, it's been 2 weeks. Like, genuinely, I know in the scope of everything, it hasn't been that long since the last upload, but it feels like it's been an eternity, right? It genuinely just feels like it's been an eternity, which is kind of the wild part, right? It's kind of the bit of the crazy part is that it actually has not been that long, but my brain likes to act like it has been that long, and I think that's crazy goofy. Can you not, I thought there was something up here. Okay, there's something up there. Question is, how do you get up there? See, a lot of the specifics of the purple coin missions are actually a little beyond me in terms of remembering where you can go and how you're supposed to handle stuff. That is always so satisfying to me. So satisfying. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited for whenever we do get around to doing Let's Plays of Switch 2 games, obviously. The 2 biggest games on my radar, I mean, it's really the only 2 big first-party games that are going to be there shortly after launch that we know of, is Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza, right? We know about... Did that just happen? Did it... You know, I'm out of my groove, okay? It's been like 2 to 3 weeks. I need you to just bear with me, cut me the tiniest bit of slack. Okay, it's been a while. I need to just get back into the flow of things. I haven't really properly done stuff with this game in a few weeks. So, like, just let me breathe, man. I will tell you guys, in the gaming landscape of things, I have been gaming over the course of the last 2 to 3 weeks. And if you must know what I've been up to, okay, if you must know what I have been gaming on, I recently got into American Truck Simulator, if you guys have ever heard of that game. There's a good chance if you're a Steam user on PC, you probably at least heard of the game, right? I think there's a good chance you've probably at the very least heard of the game. And it's interesting, right? Because I looked at the game and I was someone who was very skeptical of it. Okay, so there's just like... Wait, I want to get this in like the jankiest way possible. Hold on. Let me wall jump. I'll just get it the normal way. Why not? Yoink. Okay, we'll take it. But I've always been someone who looked at a game like American Truck Simulator and I'm like, God, absolutely not for me. You know, it's like not even remotely for me because it's trucking. And, you know, members of my family have been truckers, right? So there's a little bit of a history there. But in terms of like actually putting myself in their shoes for a minute, like I had never really... I had never really cared for a game much like that, right? Never really was anything up too up my alley. And I remember I was talking about the game with my partner, and she was just telling me, like, hey, you know, maybe you could give it a shot. I mean, like, you're driving real roads, you know, real American roads and whatnot. And I'm like, you know what? It'd be funny and kind of interesting. And I think she was telling me either that or I just kind of realized internally to myself that, you know, a lot of the appeal to that game. Okay, so I think they probably want me going around the other way. Yeah, they probably want me going around the other way. Either that, no, they probably want me in the bee mushroom. 100% I think they want me in the bee mushroom. But I don't see a bee mushroom around here. That's kind of the peculiar part. They might have a bee mushroom available. They might have one available in the, like, leftmost part of this map, but who knows? Only time will tell. But, yeah, like, something I had heard is that, you know, you kind of get that general vibe when you do get into the game. You get that general vibe that a lot of truck drivers do, where especially when they're kind of mindlessly driving at night on a highway, right? They're very relaxed in a weird way. And again, it's a lot of the big appeal for a lot of truck drivers is seeing scenery. Okay, that's a lot of the appeal for a lot of truck drivers, right? And so I remember I had gotten the game, and, you know, I've gotten the DLC for it, and I gave it a spin, right? I gave it a good scholar's try, and oh my god, it's so relaxing. Like, I genuinely mean this when I say genuinely has been an addiction game for me as of recent. You literally can spend, I think the longest time I've ever spent on one drive is like 2.5 hours, maybe close to 3, and it is genuinely crazy, bro, because I have no interest in personally being a trucker, okay? Again, I've got family members who were, but I personally have no interest in being a trucker properly, right? That's not really much of an interest of mine. This is just me. Okay, that was just mean to add. Oh, so they're going to unlock this. I think I kind of see the line of thinking that they're doing here. I kind of see the vision. But yeah, so I gave it a shot, and it's just such a relaxing game, dude. I mean, genuinely, it is very relaxing, even in the midst of when you accidentally rear end someone, or someone is very bad about how they handle traffic and they brake check you or something, you know? It's even in the midst of events like that, it is just a very relaxing game to play. And honestly, you know, I think even though, like I said, I've been a little busy these past 2 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks that I haven't really made any videos here on the channel or whatnot of this Let's Play, and I think one of the most interesting aspects of it, okay, I know they probably expect me to, like, jump off the top, but, like, yeah, just let me do that. Ooh, don't be mean about the camera, please. I don't need this. Oh, that's nerve-wracking, bro. Wait, and then, I see. I understand. That's how they expect you to get there. So they don't want you using the bee suit in this, which is interesting. I kind of thought maybe they would, because, like, it's Honey Hive Galaxy? Oh, no, please. Okay, they let me do this. For some reason, I don't recall them letting you do this little maneuver, if you will, but they do. In a glorious turn of events, they do let you do that. Okay, so I kind of understand how you're supposed to get over there now. Yeah, that all makes sense. But yeah, the game is genuinely just extremely relaxing to play. And while I personally do not have any interest in being a real truck driver, it really kind of helps me understand the appeal. And like I said, that game has taken over my life enough that while, again, I have been kind of occupied the last 2 or 3 weeks in a way that hasn't really made me feel like I have much of the mental space to make videos here on the channel. Dude, like, I could probably willingly just say that, like, I probably could have made videos if I never discovered American Truck Simulator. You know, if that wasn't taking up hours of my day. That's kind of the quirky part, right? That's kind of the quirky part, but it's very fun. Genuinely very fun. So if you were wondering, kind of where my brain's been occupied other than, you know, keeping myself busy the last 2 or 3 weeks. That's where. That is genuinely where. Oh, God. God, my throat. So, yeah, listen, man, me having Burger King right before this, it's like weirdly coated my throat and made it not feel the greatest during this. There's probably a better way to do that. Yeah, this is what I remember, man. I remember Purple Coin missions either being kind of a toss-up between kind of a handful to do, and like they're kind of like almost a puzzle of sorts, or they are pretty straightforward and you can kind of understand their flow and they're just kind of short and sweet. This is, I wouldn't say this is an extremely complicated one, right? By no means. By no means is this a complicated one, but it does make you think outside the box a little bit. We're probably only going to get to do this star, and then that's going to be the episode, but, you know, it is no biggie. Listen, we're out of that scope of not Gusty Garden, but the Garden Dome where it was just nightmarish material of making legitimately no progress. Oh, well, that just didn't work the way I wanted to. Is there like a optimal way to pop up there? Okay, like I know at this point where the last few are. It's just a matter of like getting myself to them properly. So I think they expect me to hop off to the right after getting off the top. I think that's what they expect. I do believe that's what they expect. I'm just taking a guesstimate here. Hello, Mr. Wiggler. I will be passing by. But, yeah, other than that, fellas, I mean, it's weird. You'd think I'd have more to talk about, but I genuinely just do not. I do not. I know there's a Mario Kart World ad I saw recently. Okay. I saw a Mario Kart World ad recently pop up into my YouTube recommended that was specifically for Nintendo of Australia, which is, I know, very interesting situation to point this out in, but they were showing off new footage of DK Spaceport temporarily, and the fact that there does actually seem to be like proper day-night cycle changes. And of course, we knew there was going to be day-night cycle changes because I talked about it. But I really, other than like certain levels being in the day, certain levels being at night, I never saw like proper proof of that ever being like a thing that was expanded upon, right? But I think it genuinely is going to be a thing, and I think it's going to be so cool, right? Like, I don't know if it's going to be synced up with your system time at all, right? I don't know if that's going to be sort of a thing that they do. Do not chase me. Oh, stop it. I will get those star bits, though. Thank you for the 1-up. Okay, there we go. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's based off of, like, date and time on your Switch, right? Or if it's just... There's like an in-game internal clock, kind of like to the same vein of Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. You know, I don't really know if it's anything like that. But nonetheless, it does definitely keep me interested because, like, again, that's just more variety. Which I know anytime that I have talked about this game on the channel, you know, like, it just kind of strikes a lot of, discussion for how varied everything is, right? Where did everything go? Are you gonna make me pay? Are you gonna make me pay again? Do I have to pay you 20 star bits every time to like pick and choose? Also, we're not gonna actually get the chance to do another one because we're at 19 minutes, but we will at least. Oh, boot this up for part 33 because why not? Why not? Probably should get a drink before start the next episode because again, my throat. Oh, it feels weird trying to record right now. Okay, so we can go to the Fountain Dome. Do the one in the Fountain Dome. Be no issue. I got an itch. There we go. All right, cool. Anyways, fellas, that's going to do it for this episode of Super Mario Galaxy. Hopefully, I can keep things pretty steady and consistent for the rest of the Let's Play, fellas, but I do just want to let you guys know ahead of time that if things are still a little inconsistent for a little bit, you guys kind of know why. Again, things have just been a little busy in my life the past 2 weeks or so, and they still kind of are, and I'm still kind of trying to get some stuff situated. But things are happening, things are advancing, things are moving forward, and boy, does it just feel good to record here, you know? boy, does it feel good to just cozily record another episode of this series. And, we're starting on the purple coins. Again, they're going to be kind of slow burners, I think, compared to the main stars that we encounter. But nonetheless, they're going to get done. And I think that's really all that matters at the end of the day. But, yeah, fellas, that's going to do it for this episode of Super Mario Galaxy. Fellas, if you enjoyed this video, maybe like, comment, subscribe. I don't know, it's your life. Do what you want. I don't really care. And I will see you fellas in the next video. Bye-bye, guys!